question, he gets 100 responses to it. Obviously, he's a TV personality, but it's not because of that. It's because of how he uses Facebook to do that. So I guess, and we'll talk more at 1 o'clock, but think about things that people want to know about, and you become the source for that information. And that's how you can build your Facebook listing. So I wouldn't post politics and religion too much, but think about what people want to know. And they'll start sharing it with their friends, because you want local followers, not other countries, other states to follow you, but local people that are your customers.
Can I jump in on Facebook?
No. No, go ahead.
I'll tell you, one of the best guys that I see use Facebook is a guy named Jim Bardwell down in Nashville, Tennessee. Is when you're visiting people, like if you're making sales calls, link with their pages, take a picture outside. I've done this a few times, not a lot. Take a picture outside their carpet retailer, outside, you know, the designer you're in, and just say, hey, I was in seeing Nancy and Susan today at ABC Blinds. Great to see them. Because that also exposes them to your folks and their folks to your folks. And the best thing I heard yesterday was thanking your customers for using you on Facebook. And we're trying to do that, but it's time intensive to have someone in the office be searching for that, to find that customer and to make sure that you're connecting with the right customer. If it's, you know, Susie Jones, I mean, how many of those are there out there? But I think those are the practical things too, of connecting with people, so you get that feed and just saying, hey, thanks.
Let me add something to that. I've recently become a kind of a Facebook whore and gotten far too addictive on it. Luckily, I got kicked out of one of the areas I was spending too much time on, because it really was a waste of time. But I see a lot of carpet cleaners making the mistake of using their business Facebook page as their personal page, and they are bringing politics and religion and all this stupid, here's what I had for dinner, breakfast things. And so I have I have one for my carpet cleaning site, and I have one for Mikey's board. I don't have a personal one, so I got to pick and choose the two, but you really don't want them intertwining.
Well, and technically some people, because we did this wrong as I hired a company to help us, you can't go set up a personal page so it looks like Santa Bright is a person. You have to have a business page. That's kind of against the rules, and you can actually have some penalties come against you. And as Jeff's going to talk about probably in SEO, some of these social media cues that are happening, you want to make sure you're doing the right things. And you can fix them real quick, but it's not, you can get out of that, and you should. So and you can manage multiple pages too. I think Anspa was talking about that yesterday. If you need some help, ask someone who's under 30. They'll be able to help you do that quickly.
Yeah, and some wonder why I'm not under 30.
No, don't worry, we didn't think.
Wasn't my question.
What a hostile crowd. Just like the bulletin board. The goal is to get an avalanche effect, because once you get 10 people following you, 20, and they start sharing things, I believe you should have a personal page and a business page, and as many business pages as you can manage. But remember, you're a citizen in your town. You're a person that should be known. You're a business owner. So you can use a personal page and talk about your family and things, but that's up to you. But at minimum, have a business page where you can talk about your business, but don't just sell your business. Offer them information that they find useful. And tell them in the fall to pull the hose off their faucet. Holiday season. Tell them that you're there if they spill some wine, to call you and you'll tell them what to do. So you can do things like that that are interesting, well, to us anyway, but they need the information.
What about taking like off your business page when you make a post and you see it pop up on your personal news feed? The sharing aspect, liking your own business page, you guys?
You can't like your own business page. It'll automatically like it.
And remember, if you have business pages, maybe you have a personal page, a carpet cleaning page, a restoration page, you can log in as each one of those and like other pages as your business. So whenever you go to a restaurant and you enjoyed it, like that restaurant page as your business and make a comment on their page then that you were there for dinner, you enjoyed it. They're going to leave it up there because it's a recommendation you gave them. But obviously, your name then is out there in front of the public. So you gotta be active. It's called social media, so it's not for everybody. If you're not a social person. My daughter always gets upset. She says, sometimes I put stuff on Facebook I don't want everyone to see. It's like, Don't put it on the internet, because if it's out there, it's out there. So share it, expect everyone to see it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful what you put on your personal page, because I had a picture of Ludacris, the rapper at Costco. He was selling bottles of liquor. Picture of me standing there with the autographed bottle, and it's on my personal page. I typed in my company name on, and my assistant actually found a picture of me and Ludacris, and it said Motion Brothers on the thing. I didn't know how to separate the two, so I just had to put a picture of myself in my uniform on my personal page.
Remember, you can always remove things too from your page.
Yeah, I just want to, I'm a new face up here, so I want to introduce myself. My name is Steve Marsh, and I write a column for this magazine called Clean Facts. It's called Single Truck Success. And so I've been doing that for a while. But so the thing I've written several articles about was a division of the social media, which is the social review sites, such as Yelp, Angie's List, Google+. And so that's, these guys are talking about Facebook, and that's not my specialty, but it's the social review sites. So I just wanted to make sure you understand there is a kind of that category there that separates out from Twitter and the other social sites.
Yeah, and I've been getting some Yelp messages from people, so they're using it more as a social site to keep in touch, which is pretty cool.
That's what Yelp tries to encourage, is turning Yelp into a social media site, because there is a whole, what do we call it, private message. But there's a definite push for them to, it'll be interesting to see, if they want to take it in that whole Facebook realm. Because even if you don't participate on Yelp, you just use it, they keep track and your reviews stick. If you go on there and leave one review, don't come back and re-log in, for a couple months, your reviews disappear. But if you're on there, even chatting or texting on there, that counts and your reviews stick. So you want to let your customers know that. So let their cookies stick and they stay in on that. So we're going to watch that grow for sure.
And all these sites are trying to be multi-use. I mean, they're wanting to have personal messaging each other, text messaging. If you read some of the tech blogs that are out there, they're buying sub-companies that do a lot of these things because, Walmart wants you to come and buy everything at Walmart, right? And, Target wants the same thing. Well, these people are no different. They're running a business and they want you to buy everything, so they're trying to create platforms that are broader, that keep you there longer, because they're all selling advertising now, right? So that's the stuff that you're going to see happening and more.
And Mike brings up a good point about the reviews, because one of the biggest complaints, well, there's a couple. A bad review, everyone hates Yelp, right? You get a bad review from Angie's List, but sometimes the good reviews disappear, because if someone's not an active reviewer, so one of your customers gives you a review, but they don't do any others, that review is going to go away. So when you see it the first time, copy it and put it on your website, put it on your Facebook page. So at least you've got the reference to a review that was real. It may disappear from Yelp, but at least you copied it and you can use it.
It doesn't disappear. It's there at the bottom in the review section, and it will come back. When that reviewer, comes back to whatever, just use Yelp. As long as they log in and start participating again, those filtered reviews pop up.
It's pretty amazing how many of the positive ones disappear too. Very rarely the negative ones.
They stick forever.
They really do.
Yeah.
I have probably almost 50 filter reviews, and the negatives very rarely cycle back. There.
One of the things I was looking at Mikey's page on Yelp, and you have, I think, 46.
46, 47.
Something like that. It's a pretty good number, especially for this area. Yours is
This
by
area,
far,
yeah, by far.
is the highest one. And I think you have 11 filtered reviews. And I was looking at the filtered reviews, and of those, 8 of those only had one review, and that was Mikey's company. And so it is kind of, you have to study Yelp to figure out what the rules are and who's they keep in there. But if you ask somebody to write a Yelp review and they've never written one before, it's very likely that's just going to be bounced out.
Oh, it's in 24 hours usually.
Yeah, because they'll go up there for one day, they can look and, oh, it's there, and then the next day they'll pull it. But you can always go click on the little button at the bottom of the reviews that says filtered reviews, and then you can see all of them. So they're not lost.
It doesn't say filtered reviews anymore. It says unrecommended reviews, which isn't a kind term.
Yeah. It's not behind a password anymore.
They're making them more readily
Yeah.
available.
actually, as you're looking at reviews, you can scroll all the way down much easier.
I'd like to, with a show of hands, how many people have written a Yelp review? Raise your hand. Okay, how many people have written an Angie's List review? Why have you not written a review?
The Angie's List is dead.
Wow.
In my market, it's yeah, my market is dark.
Wow. Okay.
Another big reality with Angie's List, the Angie's List is really driving people, like a lot of other companies, to do a deal, to do a discount. I'm not interested in discount customers. I'm interested in something that people value. And I think that's where Angie's List started.
I can speak to what's going to happen. If you guys are interested. I mean, are we on Facebook? Or I can speak.
Facebook is dead.
I had a guy a year ago. I had someone a year ago here at Mikey's Fest tell me, Facebook is a fad. It's not going to last. I'm like, it's here to stay, whether you like it or not, because 60-year-old women have taken it over. Angie's List started in Indianapolis. It was called the Neighborhood Connection Recommendation, and it converted over to Angie's List. In Indianapolis, there's 90,000 members. They've got some VC money that they're putting in, and they're coming across the country with heavy-duty advertising. They're doing 3 different things right now on Angie's List that are happening. The first thing that they're doing is what you guys are just complaining about, is the big deals. And the big deals are like Groupons, and they're driving them down, and the crappy companies are running those deals. And if I would say to you, and if you're doing that, stop that. Because Angie's List is geared to sell to our high-end customers, the customers we want, okay? And I meet with vice presidents all the time at Angie's List, kind of advocating for our industry about what they're doing to what's happening. I've really opened my business up. Last May, I had 3 different vice presidents in my office for 3 hours. And I laid out what we're doing and what our average cost is, and they're seeing it differently. I mean, if you're in a city, don't tell them Tom King said this, okay? But if you're in a city, you should be able to negotiate down to, on a deal, to 15 to 20%. This 40% and 50% crap that these 20-year-old kids that are trying to sell you are bringing at you, you don't have to do, just be firm. You can work big deals if you're trying to build your business. Some of you young guys, they're trying to build your business. Here's why to do a big deal. The reason to do a big deal is to write a deal that's not multi-level, not where you're giving away the farm, where there's opportunity to have add-on services, because you're going to have reviews. It's a fact in the bigger markets where they're developed, the people who have the most reviews get the most business. The #1 service provider in the entire nation is in my market. They have 1,200 reviews. They started 10 years ago. They're the #1 carpet cleaning company in the